This is City of Ontario, stalking with light. That's license 1416308, vehicle number 4143. This is the second one. The other one was sitting right over here in the driveway as I was walking toward this venue. This is the library. That's the senior center. This is 280 North Lemon Avenue Apartments. This is P.O.C. Understand why I stay here. While I have not been engaging in systematic documentation of the state has been flying right over where I'm sitting here repeatedly by plane and helicopter, okay? This is stalking with light. When it's a cloudy day, when it's a quote-unquote rainy day, this is how third parties engage in P.O.C. What's the other form that I documented where the state was the third party in the City of Ontario stalking as I'm walking the state's fake sun over the senior center? That was the light source. Third party stalk with light. That is the light source when the state is covering up its fake sun. That's the state flying over right now. Flying right over my head. Okay, understand while I'm over here, the state is not flying over Ontario Town Square. The state is not flying over 280 North Lemon Apartments. The state is flying right over me while that is literally patrolling with light. They are group stalkers. That's what I just documented at the Ontario Health Center. Okay, understand the state using the train, literally sounding that train over and over and over again, using it as a means of stalking with activity. This is stalking with light. The state's stalking with light at the museum as well. It's fake sun piercing through the quote-unquote cloudy sky. All right, understand when the state's fake sun is not out, this is what third parties do. This is the City of Ontario. It is a sex offender. It is a psychopath level stalker acting with the state that just flew over my head. That's not a coincidence, that's P.O.C. All right, and understand that Ontario Health Center at 150 East Hull Boulevard, the state sounding in sirens as I'm walking into that venue where the state places this fake sun and it remains all day long as I walk up and down Hull Boulevard. It's already established and proven in my documentation that that's not the sun. Understand the state's flying over at low elevation at the museum the entire time I am at the museum. They are monitoring. The state is stalking, and I reference the traffic cameras as I walk to this venue. While I remain here, understand, inside of the Ontario OVITT Family Library, as I reference their cameras, they are in relevant position inside, stalking. While you're seeing them on the camera, stalking books and magazines, they're in a relevant positioning, acting with the state that's flying over their building while I'm sitting here, okay? This is psychopath level group stalking, and it continues, and this is the entity that is engaged in psychopath level stalking, especially as I don't have my camera on. This is why it is also a coward. Understand, while I don't have my camera on recording video, the state is literally flying plane after 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 plane, helicopter as I pack up my belongings, which it's listening to because it's a monitoring and stalking. Helicopter starts sounding as I'm preparing to go into the foreseeably anticipated restroom inside of the bathroom. Understand that's while they are monitoring as I walk to that venue, monitoring while I'm inside of that venue, state sounding its helicopter. This is malicious criminal conduct. That's a third party acting with the same entity. That's relevant positioning. They're monitoring with communication devices. They're psychopaths. All right? And this is what the state has been doing. And this is how the state is engaged in stalking with light. That's what I said. That's the behavioral pattern. That's P.O.C. And the state is, again, concentrating its plane activity over me while I'm here, okay? I have already established that the state of California is engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring. My documentation to that end is complete, all right? And it is replete with the documentation showing how the state stalks with light directly with a fake sun and vicariously through third parties that are monitoring with it, both engaged in that psychopath level of stalking and monitoring. And understand, as I continue to reference, B&G Plaza armed with surveillance cameras, okay? Traffic cameras at Euclid and Hull Avenue, at Plum and Hull Avenue. Surveillance cameras at Shiro's Liquor, the venue where I actually go in, and they're inside monitoring inside of that venue as well. Surveillance cameras inside of Ontario OVITT Family Library, which I also reference. Surveillance cameras at Ontario Town Square, which I also reference, while the state is stalking, literally flying all around me in helicopter and airplanes while I walk down the street, okay? From the museum to any location that I go. This is the entity that I'm documenting and engaging in that. Can you imagine how much I've captured it on video? Imagine what they're doing while I don't have a phone on, okay? That's what the state is doing. That's the coward that I'm documenting, all right? And these are the psychopaths that are acting with it. Those are the psychopaths acting with it. It is 12:54 p.m. And this is documentation of the same. I'm giving you added context, but I'm also giving you what the state is engaged in while I don't have my camera on. That's monitoring. That's City of Ontario engaged in the same while I'm at the museum, stalking using their vehicles, all right, for audible and light activity. And that's a psychopath that's listening to me speak about its criminal activity right now. while, mind you, the state was flying over my head in an airplane. Absence of coincidence. It's not funny at all. It is absolutely absurd. An unprecedented level of criminal and psychopath level conduct. And why are they stalking with light? Why are they stalking as an envy? Why are they stalking with activity? Monitoring me in the bathroom at 150 East Holt? Because they're monitoring with the state. And understand, City of Ontario is engaged in that criminal conduct with the state. The Ontario Health Center, they want to be documented, so shall it be. Okay, that is what they're engaged in, stalking in all manner by the state directly, and they are engaged in the P.O.C. inside of that venue. All right, and that's what you notice. Allied Universal monitoring me with that disingenuous conversation while they knew exactly what I was doing. Okay, passive aggressive stalking on camera while they're acting like they don't notice me, yet somebody is complaining that I'm holding up a camera. But you see on the camera, nobody was looking at me. Everybody's acting like they're not aware because they're engaged in P.O.C. That's what third parties do. They're acting like they're not focused on you, and they are entirely focused on you. Okay, everything that he said was nothing but audible activity while he stood in relevant position. All right, the state flying over that venue, the state even aiming its fake son, playing peekaboo, the same conduct. All right, the state engaging in amplification of activity inside of that bathroom, and those third-party groups, stalkers, psychopaths, sex offenders, patrolling in and out of that bathroom. All right, and that's what you see third parties do. They're engaged in criminal activity, and they're monitoring the documentation of their criminal activity, and then they monitor you through that harassment while they know that you're documenting that criminal conduct. That's what that is. That's P.O.C. It is 12:56 p.m., and there is the state again flying over, and understand, all day long, plane and helicopter right here. Not over there, not over here, right over here. That's how you know what Ontario OVITT Family Community Library is engaged in, okay? Not just them, all of them in relevant position. That's P.O.C.